You are taught as a child, raised in the West, that is to accept and believe myths and mythology which gave birth to theories and theology, which is the removal of facts and reality. You also accept and believe the untruths that you are given that has no true culture and no real noble history, only fakers' false teachings and man-made stories by those who have no real past except barbarianism and savagery. Their past is composed of lying, stealing, killing, raping, war, racism, hate, envy and jealousy. He fears all others, for they may step back and take a good look at him and see the devil in them and in all they do. They cannot be trusted. Their smile is fake and smiling faces tell lies. Their word holds no weight. They live by lies, and this is what is taught in the West for you to believe since childhood. They teach you to stay within the lines. Stay within the lines of religion, stay within the lines of race, and if you step out of those lines that they have created for you, then you are labeled an outcast. Just look at the many falsehoods that make up their holidays. The fallacy of Valentine. Valentine's Day is taught to be a day of giving chocolate hearts, cards, candy and flowers to someone you love. However, this is just another fake day because the truth is shrouded around death and grotesque acts. Saint Valentine is the name of a Caucasian or Roman Christian martyr who was killed during the reign of Claudius II Gothicus, originally Marcus Aurelius Claudius, born May 10, 214 AD, in Dardania, Upper Moesia and died January 270 AD, in Sirmium. Claudius II was a Roman emperor who strongly opposed the marriage of young men because he felt that single men were better for war. The Christians martyr Saint Valentine, according to various accounts, was a Roman priest and a bishop of a small province in Rome. However, the priest and bishop seemed to be the same man. He secretly married young couples, thus breaking the law of the land set by Claudius II. He believed that he was inspired by a so-called angel to rebel against Claudius II's tyrant rule. After Claudius II found out about the secret marriages, there was a massive search for all those who participated. Once the new grooms were found, they were castrated and their hearts were cut out. These hearts were sent to each of their brides in a box. Valentine was beaten by clubs and later beheaded on February 14, during the last years of Claudius II's reign. Saint Valentine's heart was also cut out, then cooked and eaten by Claudius II. This is symbolic of the chocolate hearts given out on Valentine's Day to a loved one, because once the heart is cut out, the blood is congealed and turns from red to brown like chocolate. It's just another fake holiday and you practice it every year. The fallacy of Easter. Easter, as you were taught and have been made to believe for many years, is not the resurrection of the Hara-Moon, Yeshua Jesus in Christism. In reality, it is merely the translated English spelling of the name of the ancient Assyrian and Babylonian goddess Ishtar. The Phoenician name of this goddess was Astarte or Ashura, wife of the Ugaritic El, and they birthed Baal, lord of wealth, as well as Mo and Yam and Anat, Shakar Dawn, father of Lucifer, and Shalem Dusk, whose worship is denounced by Anu as the most abominable of all pagan idolatry. In his own Bible, it says, Judges 2:13, and they, Israelites, forsook the Lord, Jehovah, Bes, and Lil, the Israelite Lord, and served Baal, the Canaanite Lord, and Ashtaroth. Astarte is the same as Ishtar, and they are both pronounced as Easter. According to the New Webster's Library of Universal Knowledge, Easter is defined as Easter from Anglo-Saxon Eastri. Istra, Old High German Ostara, a goddess of light or spring, in honor of whom a festival was celebrated in April, whence the month was called Eastermonth, connected with Easter and Aster star. Easter is also symbolic of Esther, which is a book in the Bible, and you will find that word God meaning Elohim is found nowhere in this book. Yet you are made to believe that Easter is symbolic of the resurrection and Christism of Hara-Moon, Yeshua Jesus, the son of an Elohim named Jehovah or Yahweh, the Lord who to them became his own father, Jehovah son of Jehovah. God son of God, Lord son of the Lord, confusion. The fallacy of Halloween. Halloween is another fake holiday in which they make you believe it is just about children dressing up like witches and demons and getting free candy. Halloween, as we know, can trace its roots to the Canaanite Celtics. October 31st was the most important day for these Celtics, for it was their New Year's Day and the eve of their festival for Samhain, meaning Lord of the Dead. This eve was the time for gathering of many evil spirits and souls. To release the returning souls, these Celtics sacrificed their animals and human victims and used charms, spells, and prediction of the future were believed to be more powerful on the eve of Samhain. The name Samuel, which is short for Sam, is one of the names of the evil one, meaning to poison those of El. This is also the name of Iblis, the disagreeable one. Look at what they have you practicing. The fallacy of Christmas. Christmas, the celebration of the alleged birth of Yeshua Jesus in Christism. Yet, no Christian group knows when he was born or if he was really born. There is no concrete evidence. He, as they teach and preach about him ever existing, is all blind faith and hopes, beliefs. Now you must ask yourself, what do gifts, Santa, Satan, an evergreen tree decked with silver and golden ornaments with trimming on it and an angel, Moloch sitting on top of it, reindeer and the North Pole have to do with the birth of a fictitious person, Yeshua, Isa, Jesus, who some say was born in the summer months, not the winter months? Exactly, nothing. So what are you really celebrating on December 25th? Nimrod or Tammuz, a Sumerian son of God, or El, who was an ancient Cushite Ethiopian, a Gibor half-deity, demigod, half-man ruler of Babel, was deified by his mother Semiramis, who was also his wife. Semiramis said he had survived as a spirit being and that a full-grown evergreen tree grew from a dead tree stump. That was supposed to represent the new life of the dead Nimrod. However, in his own Bible says, Jeremiah 10:3-4, it says, "For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not." On each anniversary of his birth, she claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. December 25th is the date of the birth of Nimrod, whom the Sumerians call Tammuz, not Jesus. You were born into a world filled with customs, and you grew up accepting them and anything unexplainable without questioning. One of the greatest weaknesses that you have is that you accept things much too easily. It seems that you always tend to go along with what the next man does, whether it is right or wrong. You begin to have faith in his myths. He will keep you in belief of spookism as long as he can make you the heir to a hypnotic spell of spiritual and mental ignorance and death, worshipping his Caucasian image. A Caucasian Jewish hippie is your God and Savior. They make you believe that they are the originators of many cultures in history, when in truth they have no story. They come in and take over and assume the culture, the language and the way of life of the NWPU people. He is a supplanter and a thief. For example, the Moors, who are a race of NWPUans, are great navigators and are the founders of many countries inclusive of Europe, even down to the oldest family names of that country. For instance, York is one of the oldest Euro family names in England. It bears a family crest covered with the NWPUan race of Moors located in Yorkshire, England. However, York is not historically a family name but more like a family location, an area of Providence named by the Moors. For the area was full of yew trees, which is an evergreen tree that grows in that area, hence you have York, Yorkshire. Now when the Anglo and Saxons, of human beast tribes, begin to invade and take over Europe, who was named after a female Phoenician deity named Europa, as found in the book titled A Comprehensive Dictionary of the Gods by N. E. Baumgartner, they took on these names as family names in an attempt to claim the NWPUan birthright, and even until this day you may think that they link back to something real. However, these devils don't link back to anything real. Real people link back only to our NWPUan ancestors' historical locations. They make you believe that they were everywhere making things happen. The proof is in the language, the proof is in the pictures and on the walls. They have no history, only mythology, and they even stole that from our pictures. You can watch the movies and see all the fake images they put out for themselves. If they want you to believe something great about them, they put it on the screen. They dress themselves up, learn their lines, they make themselves up, and practice their expressions in the mirror, all for you to believe that they are somebody or that they tie back into something. Just look back at who they want you to believe they are. Look back at the movies: Superman, Starman, The Incredible Hulk, Batman, G.I. Joe, Rocky, The Invisible Man, Cleopatra, and even God. They have you believing that their imaginations are real, which are just images portrayed on television. They simply tell lies to your vision, making you think you can perform the abstract things that they do on TV, such as bungee jumping, skydiving, heroism, eating all types of things on these reality shows such as Survivor and Fear Factor, trying everything you see on TV. They make themselves superhuman because they lack culture and souls. If you listen to them or follow their way of life, all it teaches is they can beat anything and any person in creation. You have been bred to believe their lifestyle, play their games and idolize them. You have been taught to want to do the things that you see them do, such as get up in the morning and drink drugs, coffee, drink beer, alcohol, smoke, chew tobacco, poison Samuel. They kill, start wars, hunt, challenge everything and each other. They call it sport. You have been taught to dress like them, talk like them, move like them, and hate your culture and yourself like they hate you Africans. They make themselves into even their own God, Jesus, and his father Jehovah and his mother, to the point they even have all the angels looking like them. They create problems and then give you no solution, keeping you in their false, fake world, making you believe he is real. And the fact is, he is none of these things. He is a phony, a faker. His Lord God Jehovah is a pretender God. He is weak and wicked, and he has failed in all his undertakings. He has won no wars, conquered no skies, and he has not created or invented no things. He lives in a state of fear and uses false teachings and lies to get you not to see his true nature. He uses lies, music, movies, books, comic books, magazines, novels, plays, sports, religions, and everyday life to fool the world. He is a liar. Once you NWPUians know the facts about him, it's all over, and that is what he sees in your eyes when he looks at you. You may be dressed like all others in the crowd, but he still says there is something about you, and he may then ask, are you a NWPUian? And you should always say, yes, I am. Then he begins to fear you from that day on because he knows you know the truth about him. What are some of the facts about him? A. He is the physical devil and he is as evil as he can be. B. He will lie to you or kill you at any chance. C. He will deceive you if you trust him. D. He is very sickly and full of diseases from leprosy on to AIDS. E. He has no morals and will kiss anything and have sex with human or animal. F. He will eat anything, drink anything and smoke anything. G. He is very nasty, that is unclean, filthy and full of odors. You should avoid him at any cost or he will trick you into thinking he has feelings and that he has a soul. However, he has no soul. In his own Bible it says, Joshua 5:1, and it came to pass, when all the kings of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, and all the kings of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that the Lord, Jehovah, had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was there spirit in them any more, because of the children of Israel. He has the lust but never the care. Now make note, although it says spirit in the quote, the Hebrew it says ruach, which means soul, and spirit is nephesh. Self is their first law, and taking from others are the rules they live by. Therefore you must know him to overcome him. The Holy Tablets, Chapter 10, Tablet 10 to 6 to 1. NWPU is the science of sound right reasoning, and its followers are sons and daughters of sound right reason. Belief is ignorance. Belief is to ignore the facts, intentionally or ignorantly. Also, NWPU is right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding. If one has to believe, it means he or she does not know, and if one does not know, that is ignorance. Hence, belief is ignorance, and religious beliefs without the facts is ignorance. So demand that anyone attempting to impose upon you their religious beliefs, they are to produce the facts.